Welcome to Torrential Riff, episode 167. Today's band focus is Living Sacrifice. This is going to be a different episode today. You're actually going to hear snippets, an interview with DJ from Living Sacrifice from the Tempered Steel radio program. I was able to get a hold of a lot of the files, and I edited down all the interviews. So this is over... it's about 32 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing here, just maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then if you want this interview, you can just put in the comments that you want to hear this, and I'll send you the link to download the full 32-minute interview. So this will cover the self-titled record, the non-existent record, and the third record, Inhabit. So I was going to give you a little taste here. This was a labor of love. This was took me about a month and a half to edit this all down into just a simplistic interview form. So, all right, guys, check out this interview with DJ. I want to play something right here.
Band of the Month for September is a band who just released their self-titled debut LP. You've heard their 3-song demo, and we played it quite a bit here on the show. And, of course, everyone was really glad to hear that this band was signed and that they would be putting out an album. And the wait is over. Their debut release is out and receiving some very positive response. And the band that I'm referring to is Living Sacrifice. And with me today is the bass and lead vocalist, DJ. Welcome to Tempered Steel, DJ.
All right, thanks a lot, Dale.
Good to have you here, buddy. Well, your CD is on the street, so I would like to maybe get your response as to how you as a band feel about your very first release. Are y'all pretty pleased with it?
Yeah, we're really pleased with it. As far as just from, standing away from it, I think the production came out really good. I think Doug and Kurt did a really good job, and they found a really nice studio for us to go into and record, and it turned out really good. We're really happy with the total sound as far as the drums and the guitars, and I think it came off really well. We're quite pleased with it.
Yeah, and I know Kurt's been doing some production on I guess he did some on his own and some other some other projects. I don't know if he's worked with Haven some, but
yeah, he just finished producing their album. I talked to him this morning, and he's done with that and everything. I think he said it came out really good.
Well, that's great to hear. One thing I'm always interested in finding out, DJ, is some of the differences that you all have experienced. I know this is kind of in the early stages of the band, but what are some of the differences that you've experienced from going to from an underground band to a band with a record contract? And has this changed the band at all, and what are some of the significant differences?
I think one of the ways that it has changed us, it's given us a incentive to be really more professional in our approach and take everything a little bit more serious, and to know that we are accomplishing things. It definitely encouraged us a lot. And as far as our songwriting, after we found out we were getting signed, I think our songs started improving. I don't know if it was related to that directly or not, but I think our songs are coming out a lot better now. We have a lot more incentive and a lot of creative ideas now after we've gotten signed, and it's really blessed us because we know that we'll be able to reach a lot more people than we would if we had stayed in the underground and released another demo. So,
does that element of pride? I know we all struggle with it, but how much of a factor is that with Living Sacrifice now that you've made that development, from an underground band to a signed band? Is that an area of maybe a certain amount of difficulty for you? Or?
No, because all the guys in the band basically we all agree, and everybody says that you're your own worst critic, and we definitely look at ourselves and we see improvement. We see where there's room for improvement, and when we are fully aware of that and what we need to improve and what we direction we need to go into, there's no area of pride saying, yeah, man, this is great, we're this cool band or anything, because we know what we've got to do, because we know how much improvement that we need. So an element of pride or just getting really arrogant about the whole thing is not a factor that we have to worry about in our lives as far as the band's concerned at all. We changed it up a little bit from the way that it is on the demo. It is a little bit more technical, and there's some different parts added to it, and we thought it'd be cool to tie it in with another song.
Now you're talking about...
And other thing is we didn't want to put all our demo songs on the album, because a lot of people that got the demo and then got the album would say, oh, well, there's only 6 new songs on here, and it probably bummed some people out. I know it probably bummed me out, if I bought, $10 on a tape and already had half the songs on it or something.
What would you describe as some of your influences? And I might even indicate at this point that there's been, of course, comparisons are always made to secular bands. Mm-hmm. There seems to be sort of a consensus among people that I talk to and different material that I read, articles and stuff, that there's a real strong, comparison made to Slayer. And I was just wondering what kind of direct influence they had and what part they played in your developing your own style.
As far as our earlier material that we wrote, the influence of Slayer was strong, and there's clear indication on songs like Second Death and Frog Imas. But as far as our newer stuff and the direction we are going, we are departing and getting on with our own style, if you will, with songs like Eternal Unrest and Walls of Separation and No Grave Concern and Anorexia Spiritual, are just a total departure from our earlier influences and just trying to find our own niche, and it is our influences range from, Slayer to Creator to Voivod and Prong, all those bands have had an influence on us as far as musically, but I think that we have, developed our own idea and the direction we want to go with, say, our new material that's going to be on the next release. We've got a clear idea and stuff, and I think a lot of people that like this album will like the originality of the next album even more.
Now, being a musician myself, how difficult is it to listen to various bands and different styles and try to develop your own without that tendency maybe to almost duplicate what you're hearing? Is that really difficult for an artist to, in the creativity aspect?
Yes, I think it is if they say are exposed to a certain artist on a steady diet. If that's all they listen to, and then try to manipulate their influences. Hey
guys, that's about it for this episode.
It doesn't get done very...
Again, this is, this has 32 tracks, and it's over an hour long. So you got over an hour's worth of interview with DJ. So just put in the section below the comments that you'd like to hear the rest of the interview, and I'll send you a link to download. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Rock on, that's it for this one. See you in the next one. Later.